Good afternoon, my name is Carlos Rodriguez and my presentation today is on predictive modeling using SAS Enterprise Miner. SAS Enterprise Miner is a data mining predictive modeling tool produced by SAS. SAS Enterprise Miner allows us to analyze data, calculate descriptive statistics, prepare the data for analysis, create statistical models based on data, understand the hidden patterns within the data, and then make predictions. SAS Enterprise Miner is important because of the growing importance of data. Businesses, corporations, governments, and universities need to make sense out of huge amounts of data, and SAS Enterprise Miner allows them to do that without devoting considerable amount of time into programming SAS code. If we can predict the future with accuracy, we're going to be taking better decisions, which can translate into increases in profits. SAS Enterprise Miner works by dragging nodes into the diagram, and then we link these nodes using arrows. Each one of the nodes of SAS Enterprise Miner performs a very specific statistical method. The nodes are found in the top of the screen, and then they are dragged into the diagram. When they are in the diagram, they are linked using arrows. SAS Enterprise Miner allows full flexibility to the analyst. The analyst can come up with different, countless routes of analysis. For example, here you can see all these different routes of analysis, which are then compared using the model comparison node at the bottom. In other words, the analyst can get very creative, and then all these different options are compared using the model comparison node, which is going to tell us which of all these routes of analysis is the best one. All the nodes have default settings, which can be found in this area of the screen. The default settings can be changed depending on the preferences of the analyst. In order to run the projects in SAS Enterprise Miner, we need to press this running man right here. The nodes of SAS Enterprise Miner are grouped into what is called SEMA. SEMA stands for Sample, Explore, Modify, Model, and Assessment. Each of the components of SEMA has a group of nodes assigned to it. For example, here we can see the group of nodes that are assigned to the sample objective of SEMA. The design of SAS Enterprise Miner has taken into account several of the concepts that we have covered in this class. Usability goals have been taken into account, and so are user experience goals. Design principles have been taken into account, such as consistency and visibility. Affordance is a design principle that was not taken into account when designing SAS Enterprise Miner, because SAS Enterprise Miner does not invite users to do what they are supposed to do. Interaction types within SAS Enterprise Miner include instructing and manipulating, but do not include conversing and exploring. Typical users of SAS Enterprise Miner are statisticians, business persons, and students. In other words, users are persons with a strong statistical background. Stakeholders of SAS Enterprise Miner include analysts, users of the results produced by SAS Enterprise Miner, managers, owners of the company, investors, and clients. Improvements in the design of SAS Enterprise Miner could be the inclusion of exploring and conversing interaction types. Affordance should also be included and taken into account. In other words, users should be invited to do what they are supposed to do. Importing data is an area where SAS Enterprise Miner can be improved. Imports in SAS Enterprise Miner are not as user-friendly as they are in competitors such as SPSS, KXCN, and JUMP. And finally, the price of SAS Enterprise Miner is very high, so only corporations, governments, and universities can afford it. Thank you very much.